Hey guys, Coach 2K back with another video, and in this video I'm going to show you how to set up a 7-game series versus another player with playoff atmosphere. Something I like to do. It's a lot of fun. Hey, if you're new to the channel, be sure and click that subscribe button and click the bell to get notified when I upload any new NBA2K videos so you don't miss a single one. So let's get into these 7-game series. I've been playing 7-game series since I was a kid. Me and my best friend, we used to play 7-game series. I know, well, we were probably adults by then on Tecmo, and we'd have to shoot like 80% to win. It's just always crazy, but they were a blast. And so I started doing them. I've been doing them on NBA2K probably since I've been playing people. So anyway, I had a guy ask me how to set this up, so I thought rather than just walking him through it, I thought I'd do a video, kind of share with everybody how it's done. So what you want to do, you want to go to the main screen here, and you go to My GM, MyLeague, and then you're going to go over and you're going to create a MyLeague. And choose MyLeague Online, and then setup options. So here at the very beginning, you can choose a custom roster if you want. So if you want to use the official roster, if you want to use the custom roster, you can do that kind of thing too. And then I always set this for 14 games because we're not going to play the regular season. We're only going to play in the playoffs. And then set this for the number of minutes you want. We always use 12. Anybody I play. Now, under playoff length here, you can see it says best of 7, best of 7, best of 7, best of 7. What I do is I definitely change these to 1 game. And if I'm playing somebody in the Eastern Conference, I'll meet them in the Eastern Conference Finals for a best of 7. But if I'm playing somebody in the Western Conference, I'll put this to 1 game, and then I'll do a best of 7 for the NBA Finals. So I'll do it that way for this one. I turn on free agent signings so nobody signs. I turn trades off so no trades happen, injuries off. And I set this to the difficulty that I want. So that's the first step. And then I just kind of name it, C2K, and then V, whoever I'm playing. So in this case, I'll put 7-game series. So that'll open up the league, and then I'll have to choose a team. So what you want to do when you do this is you need to know who you're going to face in the playoffs before you do everything. So you don't want to pick who your opponent is and then have the guy you set it up for go, well, I didn't want to be that team. I thought I could be anybody I want. So you need to know up front who you're going to be playing. So if I am going to play the Lakers in the finals, then I'll set it up for the Lakers versus the Pacers for me. So you're going to need to know that up front. But initially, you just need to know who you're going to be. And so I'm going to be the Pacers all the time, so I choose the Pacers. And this will open up the file, and you can see it's only a 14-game season. So the first thing I do is I go in here and I take all these games and I just make me the winner. And I'm doing this so that I make the playoffs. Otherwise, I can't sim it to the end because the Pacers probably aren't going to make the playoffs. So I wouldn't have a 7-game series to choose. So I go in here and I choose to make me the winner of all the games. Now, what you'll notice is if you do this a few times that not all the games will sim, even though you ask all of them to do that. But I go ahead and I just make the Pacers, and there's 3 or 4 usually that don't sim, and then I give myself losses for those. So that way I can play on the road in the first game. I usually like to give my opponent home court in the series, and so this will win. This will be like 10 or 11 games here. We'll wait a second, and for this to progress, and then I'll show you how to do your opponents because you're only on your MyLeague Online. You're only controlling your team, so I'll show you how to sim the other guy's games. So here you can see 12 of the games this time, which is pretty good sim. So I'll just make myself the loser here in these 2 games, and then I'll wait for them to sim. And then let's say I'm going to play the Lakers in the finals. Then that's the team I'm going to focus on in the next step. Now I got 12 games here, so I'm going to want the Lakers to win I'm going to want them to win 13 games if I want them to have home court. Like the Pacers, they're not going to make it to the finals, or not going to make it to the playoffs probably, so you're going to have to go in and sim their games so that they have enough wins to get in the playoffs. But if you're going to play somebody like the Warriors or something, then what you could do here is you could just go down to the end and click simulate through date at that point, because you know the Warriors are going to make the playoffs no matter what. So if you're choosing a team that ain't going to make the playoffs though, then what you got to do, I usually go to the very beginning here and I go to daily view. And so this is the first game of the year, and then what I do is look for the Lakers. So let's find the Lakers here, and there they are, and then I'll make Lakers winner. Now at this step I just say, okay, I'm on October 24th. You have to actually exit the menu and go back, because it won't let you sim. And then I go past the 24th, and then I look for the other Laker games. So let's see here, there's another one, so you can see it's already fixed. So we'll make the Lakers the winner, we'll back out and go past November 5th. So November 12th, there's another Laker game. You can see they hadn't simmed yet, but we're going to go ahead and make the Lakers the winner. And it's kind of hard sometimes to remember, so can't remember what. Okay, so yeah, so then 19, you got to just kind of cycle through all these games, and it doesn't take that long. Might seem like it does. It's kind of a pain to do this. Now the reason that I'm doing it this way is because you can go in, you can set up your playbooks and everything, as opposed to just in a play now situation. You don't have your setup, you got to set everything up. Or, you know, in play now, you wouldn't have like a custom playbook. You can't control the rosters. So that's one of the reasons that we do this, because then we can kind of set our team up to play the way we want to play. Play now is okay, but you're kind of stuck with the default stuff unless you spend 5-10 minutes before the game setting it up. So more Laker games. There's another one. So make Lakers winner. Now if I'd only won like 10 games, I'd only do this for 11 games, and I'd simulate the rest of the season. So January 17th. So you just remember where you were, and then you find the next game. And so that's January 30th. Oh, there's the Lakers again. So make Lakers winner. So that's February 6th. So any more Laker games here? There they are. So it's a little tedious, but it's worth it once you get to the games. Because I have a ton of fun doing this. You can see I've already got make Lakers winner. So that's going to be the 10th game, March 2nd. March 2nd. Whoop. March 9th. And then occasionally you might miss a game here or there. That's okay, because you can always go back, and or if you don't need all the games. So that's the 16th. So 23rd, we're almost there to get to the next step. Lakers, make Lakers winner. That's the 30th. You can also go down here, and like I can go to this day, and then it'll start me from the 14th. No games on that day, to save a little time if you want. There's the Lakers again, so make Lakers winner. Alright, so let's see how the standings are, if I got them all. That's the East. So the West there, they're 9-0. And so I don't know that I trust it, but we're gonna go with it just to save time here. Well, let's go into the calendar here and daily view. See, I had to miss some games. There's that Lakers. Oh, they're 13-0. Okay, so the rest of them ended up simming. So I know the Lakers, by verifying over here the standings, I can see that they've got 13, I got 12. That means that the Lakers will have home court when I do it. So then, once I know I've got enough games sim, then what I do is I simulate through this date. And you can see it's progressing down there. And what will happen is the playoffs are going to pop up in a minute here. And again, this is the reason I do this is because then I can set up my own playbook. I can set up my own, I can customize everything and play a series of game. Where in Play Now, I don't have to do that. Or I'm not able to do that. So now I got to get the Pacers to the finals, and I got to get the Lakers to the finals. And since I had each series last one game in these rounds, one game is going to be enough to do it. So then I hit Make Lakers Winner, and then I hit Make Pacers Winner, and then you're just going to have to wait. And it's kind of time consuming to do it. I imagine I'll have to see how long this video is. I would think within 10 or 15 minutes that you can get it all the way done. But I always send the teams I want to win, because if you don't, if you just simulate the playoffs, they probably end up getting beaten. You got to do it all over again, which kind of stinks. So, but I've been playing these series, since the 18's come out. I've played 4 or 5. So you can see there the Pacers are. Then what I do is I simulate the current round to get the opponents in to the next round. But I've already had some great series against the Thunder. I got a couple others going on. And against the Thunder, it went 7 games and down to the wire. I think I had a 10-point lead in Game 7 on the road, but I wasn't able to win. He came back and got me. Just too many stars on the Thunder there. So you can see now I'm in the same situation. So it's 1-game series because of the way I set it up. I'll make the Lakers the winner. So make Lakers winner. And it'll take a minute just to get that to go. One of the reasons I started doing this is because we would play in the league all year round. And then at the end of the year, we'd play playoffs. But then kind of everybody be like, kind of disappear around playoff time, or they wouldn't finish their playoffs. So I just started playing playoff series on my own. And playing the game is so much more fun with playoff atmosphere, I gotta tell you. So anyway, you can see the Lakers and Pacers won, so I'll just simulate the current round. And since there's only 1 game, that'll advance the next winners. And then I make the Lakers the winner, and then I make the Pacers the winner. And then that'll get my 7-game series matchup. Now you have to be sure to set the series right to begin with, because once you have the settings set up for the length of the playoff series, I don't think you can go in and change the MyLeague setup. And then once this sets up, then I'll show you what to do after this, so that you can finish setting things up. And I'll give you a few tips about what I do so I can have good series. So now here we go. I've got the Lakers and the Pacers in the finals, so I'm ready to play somebody who's the Lakers. And then I go in to the options first, and I just go in, I make sure everything's set up the way I want it to be set up. And so I go into settings here, and usually we'll play with the shot meter off. We'll play on Hall of Fame. So like here, I would turn off the shot meter. And then shot feedback too. Make sure the sliders are right. Go into my coach settings, and I set these up the way I want them. And also, we use controller settings. We make everybody zero out the assist and manually defend their own shots. So those are things that we set up here in the settings when we usually play. And so I usually then go to the settings and make sure those are okay. And then what I'll do is I go into league management here, and I'll go into league members, and it'll just be me. And then I'll hit triangle and pull up my friends list, and then whoever it is, let's say I wanted to invite Arius, and I'd invite him to the league, and then he'd accept the invite, and he'd have to come in and choose his own team. Now he'd want to be sure to choose like the Lakers in this situation. He could choose any team when he came in. If he did, he'd have to just kind of back out and then come back in. You have to send him another invite and come back in. And then once you've done that, what we like to do, or most of us that I play, is then we'll go into the coaching settings, and then we'll set up our game plan, our rotations, playbook that we like to use, coaching sliders, and then I go in and I just edit my whole Pacers playbook to what I'm using in league play, because then it's a playbook that I'm used to. Because what happens is a lot of times these, during the season, the playbook doesn't always stay the same. I know they change it from time to time, and then I got to learn some new plays or in different orders, so I like to use the same playbook. And that's the benefit of using this over the Play Now option. That and the playoff atmosphere. Playoff atmosphere's so cool because everybody's fired up, the crowd's more intense, and so, and then basically that's how you do it. And then you just go in here, and when you're ready to play, you just click, and then you invite whoever your opponent is, and then you play it just like you normally would, and then you finish out the series. Usually what I do is, somebody will play a game or two a day. We might play a game a day, and then it'll be 2 or 3 days, whenever we can do it. But usually they'll go pretty fast. Within a week or two, I got a series done. A lot of guys that like to play, these with me. I mean, they're playing a lot anyway, so we, get them done pretty quickly. So anyway, that's how you set up a 7-game series with playoff atmosphere. You ever want to play me? I'm open to it most of the time. I try and encourage. The whole reason I set up Coach 2K was to get people on the court playing instead of on the sideline, just griping about the game and not playing anybody. So I try and play everybody, but usually this is the kind of setup I like to do if we decide to do a series. All right, well, I'm Coach 2K. I hope that helps you out, and I'll see you on the court.